Okay, well today I'm going to try to mill some lumber with this saw again, but I changed the blade. It's a 20-inch blade now, and the type of chain, which I didn't even know that there was a different type of chain that was made for this, for ripping. So the guy that commented and said that, thank you, I switched out from an 18-inch, which, you know, it worked, but I hear that these ones will be faster. We'll give it a shot with the jig. This is the original piece that I started with. We're going to try and get one, maybe two more pieces for headers out of that. See what we can do. But it's a nice day, so I figured I'd give it a shot, see what I can get done. The actually cut a lot better. I mean, when you put a new blade on these saws, they kind of just burn right through it, but the longevity of it is what's kind of important. And yeah, it's cool, it's interesting that the grain pattern, really cool. And then the tree almost squares right where that bark is. This is why I kind of like doing this stuff, because it's just fun, you know, for me to. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I got that side, looks pretty square, right? So I'm gonna start this other side. Now, I got a piece I cut a while back out of the same piece of lumber, or yeah, timber. Same piece of timber, only it was the top half. Now when I cut that out, what I got was a 4.5 by 10-inch piece of lumber. So we're gonna try to match that, so that, you know, whatever I do inside the building that we're gonna build, we know that the headers are gonna be relatively close to that for framing purposes, instead of just, you know, getting whatever we can get. We're gonna try and get as close as we can. So with that being said, this out here, that's the 10-inch mark. That's 9.5. And I did that here. There's one right there, and one at the end. So I got some screws right here. 1, 2, and 3, right? So what I'm gonna do, line them up with that inside 9.5-inch mark, because there's a space on the saw in between where the jig goes and where the actual blade starts cutting. So I showed this on the other one when I did the other video, but I'll just do it again. So if you can see, now move it over a little. Okay, so if that's at that 9.5-inch mark, when I drop the blade, it's gonna drop at the 10-inch mark, right? Straight down. Okay, so 10 inches with the jig, you have to set it at 9.5, or a 1/2 inch shy for whatever it is that your measurement may be. And we're only going with that because the first one worked out that way, and it's not bad. And so, you know, instead of getting just a bunch of different sized headers, because these are going to be probably exposed on the inside too. I'm going to stain them. They're going to stick out of the wall, so I can point up there and say, I made that out of a tree that used to be on this property when we got started building. Yeah, we're just going to try and stick with that number. I think that's cool, the grain here. Almost looks like a face, doesn't it? So yeah, we're going to stick with that number and try to keep going, and let's get this other side. Look what that cutoff piece is, a beautiful piece of wood. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it looks the same on the inside there. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's gonna look really good. Okay. We're in business here with this one. Well, I'm gonna get it flipped to the opposite side so I can get, cut a width on it this way. We gotta flip it this way. Okay. Alright, so what I'm gonna do for this cut is I'm gonna go straight down this side here first. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna clean that side up. This blade's working a lot better, cleaner cut. I'm sure as you can see the difference from the top and the bottom so far. So we're gonna clean up this side first. Then I'm gonna measure over from that edge that's left, 4.5 inches, and cut it again. Okay, well, if nothing else, I think I've just proven to myself that if I wanted to make some 3/4 inch boards, I could. I didn't honestly think, it was gonna work that like that, but that's fine. That's good. Yeah, that cuts much better. This one for the next one. Now I have some ideas of mine for trim. Yeah, we may try it. Okay, well, the camera cut out because it's a hot one out here and it couldn't take the heat from the sun anymore. But who needs to see more cutting anyway? But that's what she looks like. It's not bad. I really like the way the grain came out. I think if we, I'm on the edge. Do I leave it like a rough cut, like it is? I mean, if you can see it, there's a little. I mean, it's chainsaw, right? So there's like little blade marks in it. I mean, do I keep it like that for character? Do I knock it down a little bit and then, polyurethane it or stain it or something like that? But we got time to decide on that. That's the other side. A little bit of that bark left there, but I think that leaves some character to it if you can end up seeing it by the time it's done being framed, you know. I don't think it would hurt anything. But you know, shoot, for chainsaw, just a piece of lumber that, or a piece of timber that we cut down, I think it's gonna work. I think we're gonna continue to do that, and because that one really thin piece came out the way that it did, I think I may even try my hand at, you know, trying some who knows, 1x or trim or something like that. We'll try it. We'll see what happens.